Have a Wish Foundation, Benny Kenlington helps the kids. Have a Wish Foundation, I won't say no to literally any wish. I can't stress how much you won't say no to any wish. There's nothing he will not do for these kids.
My name is Benny Kenlington, and I am the owner and proprietor of the Have a Wish Foundation. Now, I know what you're thinking immediately. Yes, we are in legal trouble with another organisation. The World Wildlife Foundation absolutely hate it when anyone uses the word foundation. They will send you letter after letter after letter, and we keep saying we just want to help kids. We just want to help the kids. They're having none of it. So they're trying to get us to change our name to like the Have a Wish business. I think they suggested, why not just call it sort of Have a Wish, mate? And I had a backwards and forwards with him for absolutely ages, saying, that's an insane title for a business. Have a wish, mate. That's just something you sort of say to someone in passing, isn't it? Hello, my name's Benny Kenlington, and I'm the CEO of Have a Wish, mate. Oh, mate, just have a wish. That's stupid. So if you're listening, WWF, and I know you are. I know you are. I'm keeping foundation. I'm keeping it. You'll tear it from my cold, dead hands. Yeah? So, to move on, Have a Wish Foundation. That's me. That's what I do. Now, there are other similar organisations who, well, I can probably say the name. The Make-A-Wish Foundation. Yeah, Make-A-Wish. Yeah, you see what happens. Just make the wish. Maybe it'll get granted. Maybe it won't. Who knows? We Have a Wish Foundation. If you make that wish to us, we will grant it. No matter what it is, no matter what it costs, no matter what we have to do, we will grant that wish. That is a promise from me, Benny Kenlington, to you, miscellaneous dying child. We will get it done. Now, this past week, we done 3 kids. 3 kids. And I'm going to tell you today a little bit about how that happened.
Have a Wish Foundation, I won't say no to literally any wish.
We were contacted by Tommy's parents. Now, Tommy's a lovely kid. He's about 12, 13 years old. I think he's about 12. And his mum said, look, we tried Make-A-Wish Foundation. They said no. We saw your advert pop up when my husband was browsing sort of illegal pornography, because to explain, ad space is really, really expensive. Like Google ads and stuff like that, you've got to pay so much to get at that. But those places, like you sort of the pornography websites that just sort of are really questionable and just steal content, and no one's over the age of 18. Those ones, I don't know about them myself, but I know that it's really, really cheap to buy advertising space, because like Google doesn't touch it. Like, you know what I mean? You just drop them an email, they say 20 quid. I did, and we've had so many hits. It does mean the majority of the hits we get are from sort of horrible people, disgusting sort of perverts. But that is the price you pay, and oddly enough, and I don't know what it is, but a lot of those people do have dying children. Maybe it's sort of bad luck. Maybe it's neglect. It's just, what I'm trying to say is, don't judge me, but it has worked out very well for the business. That's all I want to say. Now, she got in touch and said, Tommy, he's 12. He's going to kick the bucket in a couple of weeks. Make-A-Wish said no. What can you do? And I said, Susan, I don't know what her name was. Susan, leave it to me. Leave it to Benny Kenlington. He'll sort it out. Now, Tommy didn't want to die a virgin. I can see your reservation. We're about 5 minutes into the podcast, and I have mentioned sort of sex a couple of times now. It's not all going to be like this. This is just a coincidence. He didn't want to die a virgin. Make a wish. Understandably, don't touch that with a barge pole. But me, who am I to say no? Now, I know what you're thinking. Obviously not. I'm just the facilitator of these things. That's right. Do you have any idea how tricky it is to make a 12-year-old look like an adult? Do you have any idea? It's really, really difficult. I can't explain to you how difficult it is to do that. We put a giant sort of big fake beard on him. We put like wrinkles on him. We put him in like an old suit. But he just looked like sort of a doll. He looked like just sort of a weird sort of doll. Because he still sort of sounded like a 12-year-old. No, basically no one was buying it. We'd take him into the brothels, because we are using the brothels. You've got to support your local sex workers. And they'd say, that's a 12-year-old. And we say, no, look at his beard. They say it's hanging off his face. Is that sort of Pritt stick? And I was still carrying the Pritt stick at the time because I hadn't gone back to my car. So we got rumbled a couple of times. We tried to put like a big wig on him, but the women were sort of terrified of him because he had the voice of a child and he looked like a sort of a forest creature. So that didn't really work out at all. And of course, we were getting blacklisted from all the brothels in the local area, and I didn't want that for anyone. So we had to come up with a bit of a new plan, to be completely honest. The next sort of plan after that, so if we can't make him look like an adult, sort of just give the women loads of money. Now, initially, they said, no, you look like a sting operation. Like, you're coming in here because there are only so many brothels I know of. I have to go back in the other ones that I've been to before. And they'd say stuff like, that was the 13-year-old that sort of you brought in here earlier, dressed like an old man. What are you up to? One of them was so scared of the forest creature thing that she wouldn't even look me in the eye. And, the language barrier made it tricky as well. That was quite a tough one. So it didn't really work out. I thought, well, maybe if I go to a place that sort of maybe chill. Well, you can see when it didn't work. If you go in a brothel, ask, hey, do you have like a sort of look? It's so hard to convince someone that you don't want to have sex with a kid if you go into a brothel and say, it's not for me, but do you have any little girls? They all look at you like you're some sort of sick fucking pervert, and I'm not. I don't want to do it. Oh, it's for he was behind me as well. It did sort of look like I brought my son with me, but do you know what I mean? Like it's not. I just kept saying, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. I'm not. Stop judging me. It's for the kid. That didn't help really. Me and none of them do little girls. In the end, we had to sort of travel out. We had to travel a far way because I don't drive. See, well, I said I don't. I have a car. I don't drive. I just I parked my car in a place in the city, and I just keep my things in it. Sorry, it's quite tough for me. There's a story for another time. I got on my bike, got the kid on the back of the bike, and we cycled, 20 minutes outside of town. And that's, like a mile. I cycle very slowly. And we found a new place and we said, look, here's £30,000. Can you, And, lady was like, you know what? Usually not. She did think it was a sting operation. We did bring the cameras because, when we don't do the audio podcasts, we do the video podcasts. But she was like, hey, do you mind sort of not filming this? And we were like, why? But then afterwards I was like, oh yeah, it's a crime, isn't it? And she said, yeah. And so yeah, he's waiting. Then Tommy, came out sort of a while later. Well, Tommy didn't. The woman came out a while later and said, "Well, okay, here's where it's tricky because this is an ongoing court case, and I have to be careful. I don't see if I say something now that's different to what I said on the stand, they'll fuck me because my lawyer said don't make this podcast, don't put Tommy in this podcast. But it's how I make my money, so I've got to put it in the podcast." She came out and she said, "I think he's dead," and I said, "Oh no, that's horrible. What could have possibly happened? I have no involvement," or something of those sort of lines. Basically, she fucked him to death. I don't really know what happened. That's between him and God, if you ask me. But that did happen, and I had no involvement. I realised me saying that, like, you've just heard the. Don't worry about it. Basically, Tommy wanted to have a wish. We gave him that wish. God rest your soul, Tommy.
Have a wish foundation, I won't say no. Literally any wish.
Alistair's mum got in touch with us after I think she saw one of our flyers in sort of a basement somewhere. They don't let me put the flyers up in the shop windows, so I've got to sort of hide them in places people rarely go. Don't know what she was doing in the basement, but she did find one of our flyers. She said, "My Alistair, he really wants to go to space. He's got asthma. He's got asthma so bad it's going to kill him. But he really, really wants to go to space." And I thought, what little kid doesn't want to go to space? That's beautiful. That's bloody beautiful. "Alistair," and I looked him dead in the eyes because he was there. "Alistair, I will get you to space if it's the last thing that I do." Look me in the eyes, Alistair. Look me in the eyes. "Alistair, you're going to go to space." And he was like, he wasn't really having any of it, but, we're going to get the boy to space. So I emailed NASA. No response. Email, what's his name from Twitter? No response. I'm thinking, well, those were the easy options. If they'd have got back, put him in the cargo hold. We'll pick him up when he drops back. Done. But it wasn't going to be as simple as that. Now, I'm no sort of physicist. I don't understand sort of physics or maths. So spaceships are not really my territory, if I'm being completely honest with you. Not really my territory at all. So I was thinking, well, what can we do? What can we do? Slingshots? Maybe. Trebuchets? Stuff like that. Yeah, it's tricky. It is tricky, to be honest with this one. I slightly overpromised Alistair. What I did is I bought a crane. There's what they built, a really, really tall crane. And we just we carried him up to the top. We had to carry him. His asthma was really bad. And I sort of said, "Look how high up you are. Have you ever been this high up before?" And he said, yes. He loves heights. To be honest, the crane wasn't that high up. So I thought, so I had two plans. First plan, I had some mescaline in my back pocket. I thought, give him the mescaline. He's tripping balls. Tell him he's gone to space. Done. But that is not the ethos of the Have a Wish Foundation. No, no, no. You know what I did? I built a ladder. Started a small ladder at top of the crane, just a small little ladder. And I kept building. And I kept building. And I kept building. Yeah? And this ladder started off small, rickety. Yeah? But I kept going. I kept going. And I kept going. Months it took me. Fucking months. A crowd had gathered. What's this man doing? A ladder? Yeah, a ladder to space. For little Alistair. Yeah? Ended up taking me about 7 months all in all. But at the top of that ladder, space, mate. I put Alistair on my back and I went up that ladder right to the top. Now, turns out, if you've got asthma, the lack of oxygen, up there, don't do you much good. Yeah? But It didn't kill him. It didn't kill him. But he saw space, travelled back down. Obviously, I was in hospital for a bit. It was a big ordeal. I've got frostbite. I think he was fine. He did die a few days later from, the doctor said, complications. Might be something to do with me, probably not. I don't know. Long story short, fixed him, mate. He had a wish. He asked for it, he got it. Sorted, done.
Have a wish foundation, I won't say no to literally any wish.
Now, Lucy's mum got in contact with us. She said, Lucy, she wants to swim with dolphins. She's always wanted to swim with dolphins. I bloody love her, Lucy, I do. I wanted to swim with dolphins. That's what she said. That's what she sounds like. I thought, well, that's easy. That's one that sort of the Make-A-Wish can do. And she said, due to Lucy's complications, Make-A-Wish won't touch it with a barge pole. A shame. I thought, they're like that. Cowards. I hate them. What's the complications? Me thinking, scared of water. Now, Lucy can't leave her hospital bed. She's on one of them machines. Nah, that's tricky. That's tricky. So we spent some time brainstorming what we're going to do, where we're going to put her. It was a challenge, if I'm completely honest with you. I was thinking, well, maybe we tear the wall of the hospital down, build like a tank of dolphins below and sort of push her in. But then there's the whole, well, she might drown. You know, that's kind of unacceptable. You know, we do, as much as sometimes they do die, and that's a risk the children take when they join Have a Wish Foundation. We do say, look, no matter what means no matter what. If this wish kills you, that's on you. You're the one that did the wish, you know? Well, we're not here saving lives. You're dying anyway, aren't you? So, it's not. The parents sign a form. Doesn't matter. So we're thinking, well, we can't tear the wall of the hospital down. How about, and you know, we just fill the hospital room with dolphins. So we swim with dolphins. Lovely. Maybe like just below her so she doesn't drown. But the dolphins will be there. Now, the hospital kicked up a huge fuss. They were saying stuff like, what? And like, what? You know, when I phone them up, they'd be like, who are you? That's crazy. And I was saying, no, we're going to do this for Lucy. So yeah, no, we didn't really get their approval. I thought they think they thought I was, oh fuck, I'm having a stroke. 1 second. There we are. I think they thought I was insane. And I'm not. I am just passionate and I fucking love what I do. Yeah? So I ignored them. I bought a giant tanker of water and one of those pressure things, put it through the sort of the ward window that she's in. She's got a private ward. Yeah? Close the door on the other side, starts filling up with water. Yeah? She's loving it. The doctors are freaking out. They're going crazy. But don't matter, they can't stop the water. You know, what are they going to do? Now, you won't believe how hard it is to get dolphins. Yeah? It's really difficult. You can't just buy them. You have to go to the ocean and sort of just wait till one shows up and sort of catch it in like a big net. Anyway, we did that. We went to the ocean with sort of like, we were baiting dolphins with sort of other, dolphins are, we got one dolphin and we used that dolphin to bait the other dolphins because the dolphins, they speak, they go, help, I'm in a net. And the other dolphins are, oh, I'll save you. Bam, another net. And then two dolphins go, help, we're both in nets. Save us. Another dolphin comes in and said, oh, two dolphins, I'll say, bam, another net, another net, another net. All in all, I caught too many dolphins. Got about 35 dolphins. Now, this ward, it's small. I'll be honest with you. It's about whatever room that you're listening to. If you're in like a bedroom, it's probably that size. Now, I just put the dolphins, you know, in the water tank so they just go up with the pressure. They hated that. You know, really painful, I think, for the dolphins. But these dolphins, you know, chuck them all in. Now, 35 dolphins is more dolphins than you think it is. If you're imagining a dolphin, I thought they were like fish, like small. They're fucking huge. So she can't move for dolphins, you know, in the water. So it's coming up to like her waist. Doctors are freaking out. I've locked the door. So this room is just piling higher and higher full of dolphins. You know, she is loving it. She's having a great time. It is technically swimming. You know, a lot of these dolphins are just sort of, they can't fit in the water. You know, they're just like on top of each other. And it fucking stinks. It really fucking stinks. You know, but she had a lovely time. You know, she did. And like, when the fire crew came in and bust down the door, obviously some of the dolphins had died. But it's not my fault. You know? Liability, innit? She had that wish. Lucy asked to swim with dolphins. She got that wish. Make a wish lot, wouldn't fucking touch it. Yeah? Benny Kenlington, he did it. He did it. Yeah, anyway, that's all we did last week. We had, Tommy, Alistair and Lucy. A busy week, actually. A really busy week. We're considering one of the things that I did took me 7 months. That's a really busy week. Right. Thanks.
Have a Wish Foundation, Benny Carrington helps the kids. Have a Wish Foundation, I won't say no to literally any wish. I can't stress how much you won't say no to any wish. There's nothing he will not do for these kids.